Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Night News. Today is Tuesday, April 3rd, 2007, and here's a look at today's top stories.
The Alpha Phis recently held a Mr. University pageant for some male Ashland University students. We'll see who the royalty was coming up.
And mentalist Wayne Hoffman was here to perform some stunts on some Ashland students. We'll show you what he had in store next.
The Alpha Delta Pi sorority has recently learned how to dress for success. We'll show you how.
And the Ashland Theater Department is doing their best to help make the campus a better place to hang out. More on that coming up. I'm Janelle Klein.
And I'm Kelly Reskowitz, and you're watching Ashland Tonight News for local coverage you care about. Stay tuned, it's all coming up next.
The Alpha Phi sorority hosted their third annual philanthropy event, Mr. University, last week. Here's the royalty himself, Mr. Cab Dave Conant.
Great. I just want to say thank you to a lot of people like God, Batman, of course, and Bruce Wayne, not related, my fiance, who is the inspiration for my song, and my parents. They created me, and the Alpha Phis, of course. So it feels really good. I didn't know that I would actually get it, so I felt good about the question. I did a question last year and I totally bombed it. It wasn't good, but I just got mentally prepared.
Male students were nominated from different organizations and represented themselves through creativity. Participants were judged on 3 rounds: casual wear, talent, and formal wear with question and answer. There were entertaining talents of singing, tap dancing, poetry, reading, salsa dancing, and baking over 400 cookies for everyone in the audience. The Alpha Phis raised over $1,000, in which all proceeds will go to the Foundation of Women's Cardiac Arrest.
A meth lab was found on Cottage Street in Ashland last week. 2 men were taken into custody as their house and their neighbor's house were evacuated, and the Candlestein lab team removed the hazardous materials. The raid had been planned for weeks, and it was timed to occur before children in the area were out on spring break. An earlier investigation resulted in this raid and involved the police department, Metrish, the sheriff's office, the city fire department, and the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation. If you know any additional information on this case, please call the Detective Bureau at 419-289-3639.
Well, on a lighter note, this semester, Ashland's theater students are doing their part to beautify the university's campus. Ashland Tonight's Candace Kaczynski has the story.
Students of AU's Theater Honorary Alpha Psi Omega have taken on the task of renovating their theater lounge. According to Department Chair Rick Goodwin, it's a change long overdue.
Well, we use that room for a variety of purposes. It's used as a student lounge. It's used to house food storage props with the refrigerator that's in there. It's also used as a drafting studio, and we really needed to get a place where we could have production meetings and work around a production table. So those were the main reasons we needed to get it done.
Nothing really was in order. There were magazines and books everywhere strewn about the room. Couches were broken and worn out from being here since the 70s. Just very old furniture, very old look to it, and it was very dirty, and it wasn't a very nice place to be.
The students also noted that there were some structural problems needing attention, such as exposed and leaking pipes and a number of ceiling tiles needing replaced. It was necessary for the room to look presentable, as the lounge also plays an important role in recruiting AU students.
It's also the area where, when we hold auditions, we have our auditionees wait in that room. So
parents of prospective students come here and wait for their child or children to be done auditioning here at AU for the theater department. And while they're sitting in here, they'll be sitting in a room that is, newly painted and newly furnished somewhat, and has a much warmer feel to it than before.
Although the room has greatly improved over last year, there is still much work to be done.
We want to put pictures and photographs on the walls of shows that we've done, of people in the theater department doing fun things over the years, to kind of create like a memory book on the walls, if you will, of the people who have been here and what we've done in the past. This will also give people an idea of what we're about when they come to look at AU Theater.
Reporting for Ashland Tonight News, I'm Candace Kaczynski.
Coming up, we'll take you to Alabama, where AU's Habitat for Humanity went for spring break.
Be sure to stay tuned.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis. One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
It's not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president, but it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
You're a good driver, a careful driver, and you don't stand a chance. Not at a railroad crossing with bad sight lines and no lights or gates, where vegetation, buildings, or hills block your view, where you can't see the train and you only have seconds before it hits your safe, careful self and you die. Go to angelsontrack.org to report dangerous crossings, because careful is just no match for a 200-ton locomotive.
Welcome back. Members of the Alpha Delta Pi sorority are ready to take the workplace by storm after learning how to dress for success. Ashland Tonight's Carrie Hubbard has a story.
Senior Megan Rose led a workshop focusing on the style do's and don'ts of the workplace and discussed how to keep personal style while still obeying professional dress codes.
Be true to yourself and use your own personality and show your own personality through what you're wearing, because people get really caught up on just the basic black suit with the white button-down shirt and that kind of thing. And there's so many more things you can do in so many ways to show your personality.
Rose discussed many tips like the proper fit of a suit, but shoes, bags, and coats seem to be the most popular topic.
I really like the coats and handbags part. They're my favorite thing to shop for, and I didn't really know a lot of that kind of stuff. I didn't know that there were different kinds for different seasons and different ways to wear them. And
after the workshop, some women were very eager to go out and get new additions to their professional wardrobe.
I want to get the different kinds of skirts that Megan talked about and kind of work them in, and now I know how to wear them and what to wear them with, so now it's going to be, I'm going to be able to wear them and more professional looking, yeah.
This workshop is one in a series that Alpha Delta Pi puts on for its members to help them prepare for the future.
I think that the events that we put on help us all grow as women. One thing that we really strive is to be as well-rounded and as, to strive to the highest that we possibly can. And having these different workshops that we have really helps us become the most well-rounded that we can possibly be.
The Sisters of Alpha Delta Pi are now ready to enter the workplace with style. This is Carrie Hubbard reporting for TV2 News.
The local YMCA has found a new way to create interest in its services by offering free memberships, that is. Since January, thousands of Ashland County residents have received phone calls offering a free 2-week membership to the YMCA if they would simply take a tour of the facility. The Ashland Y has been operating at a deficit since 2003. The campaign was started in hopes of generating revenue from new memberships. Executive Director Jerry Sider said overall the campaign was a success, as YMCA gained over 700 new members this year. In 25 years, this year marks the highest number of memberships for the Ashland County YMCA.
Reading people's minds, illusion, and magic tricks were just a few of the many things that illusionist Wayne Hoffman had in store for the Ashland University audience last Saturday night. Hoffman said he doesn't like being called a magician, but the title illusionist fits him well since he uses his mind to perform most of his tricks. Things like making an empty pop can turn full again and making a dollar disappear and then reappear inside of an orange are only some of the stunts that made the audience stare in awe.
Well, the Ashland University Habitat for Humanity team went and helped build houses in Phoenix City, Alabama. Ashland Tonight News, Michael Hartz has the story.
Ashland University was one of several colleges that recently traveled to Phoenix City, Alabama as part of Habitat for Humanity's Collegiate Challenge. While there, students with varying levels of experience helped build 8 houses from the ground up.
I had gone in there not knowing anything about construction or building, and I was afraid to hammer a nail, but by the end of the week, I was up on the roof and I was just pounding them in left and right, and it was a lot of fun.
Students were also able to enjoy warm weather while learning a lot about building houses.
I helped put up top plate, which is the top part that goes around the frame, and put on the trusses for the roof, put on blue board, and tie back around the houses.
Becky Schaaf, director for the Center of Community Service, explains that anyone can take part in the trip.
You don't have to be any certain type of person to go on this trip. You don't have to be doing community service all the time. You can just be a normal person who wants to go and enjoy a week building houses and having a good time.
Students interested in participating in future Habitat builds are encouraged to visit the Center for Community Service located on the 2nd floor of the Hawkins Conard Student Center. Reporting for Ashland Tonight News, I'm Michael Hartz.
Thanks, Mike. Coming up next, Brian Vale will be here to give us our weekly fill on AU sports.
And Leland Gottlieb will be here with our Ashland Tonight News weather. Stay tuned. Like that.
I am the Horton, the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the enforcer of the sea.
United States Coast Guard, see you and prepare your orders.
We are the defenders of the homeland. We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Heed your country's call. Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
Every trip, every time.
California, here I come!
Buckle up so you and your friends get home safely.
I must scream into the world from the top of someplace very high.
Seatbelts save lives.
Okay.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Low and slow.
My best friend, what are you going to do? Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
That is spectacular advice. Kids, how do we take care of our teeth?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. If you want healthy teeth, do this every day. Brush your teeth.
Fight tooth decay.
Floss your teeth.
Don't forget regular
Welcome back. I'm Leland Gottlieb. I hope you folks enjoyed the nice weather while it lasted. As you can see, we have a low pressure system moving out of the Great Plains into our region. First, you saw very mild conditions throughout the area, but now we have a cold front moving through, as you can see. This will spark not only very heavy rain, but some snow. As we switch sources now and take a look at the radar, you can see streaming moisture coming out of the Gulf, and this will light up as the night goes on. We'll see severe thunderstorm watches, tornado watches. We even have some to the west of us right now. And we even might see some flood watches and some winter storm warnings up to the north. As you look at the precip forecast now for the next 36 hours, you can see that there will be some moderate rainfall throughout our area. In Ashland, we may see half an inch to an inch of rain, then turning over to some light snow. We may see 1 to 3 inches of snow. Keep in mind, this is by Thursday morning. As you take a look at the 3-day forecast now, you can see temperatures will be 46 degrees on Wednesday, and the temperature will be 46 in the morning, and the temperature will drop all day long to 26. And then by Friday, the temperature will be only 31 degrees. That's all I have tonight. Now with Brian, here at Sports.
Thank you very much, Lee. And the winter sports are just winding up, and the spring sports, are rounding into midseason form, so let's get started. Track teams went to Boston on March 9th for their national meet, and several Eagles came home with impressive honors. Senior Kibwe Johnson won the gold medal in the weight throw, while fellow Eagles Rob Klenk and Brian Vickers rounded out the top 3. Vickers also took second in the shot put. Brian Ryman finished 5th in the 200 meters, as the men as a whole placed 5th in the event. The women also had a good weekend, as the Lady Eagles took 8th place overall in nationals. Jen Tinney finished 4th in the shot put, Amber Miller finished 5th in the 60-meter hurdles, and Joanne Douglas placed 6th in the long jump. Jennifer Pacucci took 8th in the event. The wrestling team also had nationals going to Kearney, Nebraska on March 10th. Senior Eric Lakia took 4th place in the 165-pound weight class, earning All-America honors. Justin Ferguson placed 7th in the 174-pound class, and Tony Iveen, Matt Allen, and David Crowley also made the trip to the national meet. The women's swimming team headed to Buffalo for their national meet on March 15th, and several Eagles received awards for their efforts in New York. Freshman Yenny Janssen had a big weekend, as she took 13th in the 1,000 freestyle and 7th in the 400 IM, both good enough to get All-America honors. The 200 medley team also received All-America honors, as Emily Hilgert, Megan Dort, Brittany Rerode, and Ashley Shute made up the unit. Dort also earned All-America honors for her performance in the 100 breaststroke. On the final day of the meet, it was Janssen once again taking All-America honors for her 200 backstroke time. As a team, the Lady Eagles finished 21st in the meet. The men also traveled to nationals in Buffalo, and senior Omar Fatella made sure it would be a successful trip. He won the gold in the 50 freestyle, becoming just the 6th Eagle swimmer to ever win a national title and the first since 1998. He then took 10th in the 100 butterfly, 5th in the 200 backstroke, and 9th in the 100 freestyle. He finished his career at AU with 7 All-America awards. Freshman Jesper Madsen finished 5th in the 200 breaststroke, good enough to earn an All-America honor for himself, and as a team, the Eagles took 16th place. On to spring sports now. The baseball team played a triple-header on Sunday against Northwood. In the home opener, senior Josh Davidson threw a complete game as AU won 4-2. In the second game, the offense collected 12 runs in the second inning, going on to win 17-3. The nightcap saw Ashland win 6-2 as Ben Menard went 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits, getting his 3rd win of the season and the Eagles' 3rd win of the day. They then traveled to West Virginia State to play last weekend. On Saturday, AU won 12-11 as Eric Zatlin's 4th hit of the day drove in the game-winning run in the 9th inning. The next day, Ashland split 2 games, with the Jackets winning 8-4 in the first game and the Eagles taking the nightcap 5-2. Matt Schultz shut down the WVSU offense, allowing just 2 runs and striking out 4 hitters. It was the sophomore's first complete game of the year. The softball team traveled to Salem, Virginia last weekend for 5 games, and AU came back with 4 wins as Jill Allerding homered in a 6-5 win over Shippensburg, then had a 4-hit game and a 10-0 win over Shepherd. In a 9-1 win over West Virginia State, Bree Beabout had 4 RBIs on 2 home runs. Jamie Williams threw 6 innings, allowing 1 run in a 4-1 victory over Charleston. They then played their home opener over this weekend, splitting 4 league games, and on Saturday, they faced Saginaw Valley, winning 8-0 in the first game before dropping a 4-2 decision. Kristen McGahee homered to highlight a 6-run first inning, and Jamie Williams went the full 5 innings, allowing just 3 hits. In the second game, Saginaw won as AU was limited to just 5 hits. McGahee homered and Williams took the loss, going 6, giving up 5 hits and 4 runs. The next day, Ashland took on Northwood. In the first game, the Lady Eagles lost 2-1 as they were held to 2 hits in the game. AU bounced back to take Game 2 6-4, and Williams went 8 innings, allowing 6 hits and 4 runs. Nicole Leonard hit 2 home runs to lead the offense. The softball team is playing right now, and they are 18-9 overall and 2-2 in the GLIAC. Well, it looks like sports on campus are not just for AU students. Even some high school star basketball players are getting their chance to show off their skills. On campus, reporter Chip Whipple has more.
To do with everybody wants to see John Diebler. Everybody, comes out of the woodwork to see him.
On the weekend of March 10th, 4 high school basketball teams came to Ashland University's Cage Gymnasium to compete in the regional finals of the Ohio Men's Division II basketball tournament. Ohio State recruit John Diebler plays for Upper Sandusky, which made it so a lot of fans wanted to see the game.
It was just an unbelievable atmosphere. I mean, there was 2,700 people in the gym, and you could just feel the energy from both sides.
Counting both days, there were over 7,000 people who came to the gym to watch the basketball games. With that many people, it's hard to keep control of everyone.
What we generally try to do is just make sure everybody gets out to their vehicles safely after a game, and that's when the fight occurred. And one of our security people saw it and went ahead and got the cops and took care of it.
Now, the university does not make a bunch of money by holding these games, but Ashland does take great strides to try and impress everyone who walks through the doors.
So you have to make it as easy as possible. Last time I was standing up on the benches in the lobby, telling people they can go down the hallways because everybody thought they had to go in one way. So it's just, trying to do stuff like that to make it the best that we can.
Only one of the 4 teams moved on in the state tournament this past weekend, but Ashland University hopes that all the people involved come away with a better appreciation of the school. Reporting for Ashland Tonight News, I'm Chip Whipple.
Thanks, Chip. That's all I have for today. Stay tuned. Michelle Flora will be here right after this.
And now, another Fact of Congress. Our country depends on citizen participation. But if you don't participate, things get messy. Think if you didn't participate in your family and you didn't discuss what you wanted. Instead of getting ice cream, you'd get sour cream. Instead of going on a roller coaster, you got a toaster. Instead of playing ball, you played doll. If you don't participate, you don't get what you want. How do you participate? Write your representatives a letter, send them an email, or give them a call. Study up on the issues by reading the newspaper and watching the news. Volunteer on a campaign and get your candidate elected. And when you turn 18, you can vote. And that's another Fact of Congress.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Look, my first tooth.
Dudley, spit out the toothpaste. That was the first time you brushed your teeth.
And I brush twice a day, every day.
Oh, here's that nice dentist, Dr. Benchley.
Yep, he showed me how to floss.
Why are your teeth blue?
I use my mouth guard whenever I play sports to protect my smile.
And visit the dentist regularly.
Remember, brush twice a day and floss once a day.
Welcome back. I'm Michelle Flora here with your health news. Well, unless you are the clever little character that goes by Sam from Dr. Seuss's popular novel Green Eggs and Ham, then this unusual breakfast is probably not on your top list of foods to eat because typically this would be a good indication of food spoilage. Anytime there are perceivable changes in food by any cause that make it unwholesome or unacceptable for use, then food spoilage has occurred. Food spoilage typically deteriorates as a result of 2 main factors. The first being growth of microorganisms, usually from surface contamination. This is more common in processed food. Microorganisms, or more commonly known as germs, usually include bacteria and fungi. The second factor is enzyme action from within cells. This is part of the normal life process and reason why fresh vegetables and fruits quickly go bad. Even the meats from animals undergo gradual chemical changes after it has been slaughtered. Food spoilage is typically the result of overlong storage or exposure to air, light, or heat. Several foods that are likely to go bad fast are your meats, yogurt, breads, fresh produce, eggs, and milk. Eating spoiled food can cause foodborne illnesses, leaving you nauseated and causing severe abdominal pain. In the most serious situations, death can even occur. Experts from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention report that many of the intestinal illnesses commonly referred to as the stomach flu are actually caused by foodborne pathogens. There are many variables that need to be considered that will contribute to the severity of sickness, such as age, general health, and how much contaminated food you ate. To keep you from becoming susceptible to foodborne illnesses caused from food spoilage, keep these 4 C's in mind. Number 1, wash hands, utensils, and surfaces with hot soapy water before and after handling food to avoid contamination. C number 2, combat cross-contamination. Just about any food can become contaminated if handling improperly. However, foods rich in protein such as meat, poultry, fish, and seafood are frequently involved in foodborne illnesses. C number 3 is cook. Keep hot foods hot. Use a food thermometer to check. A boil is between 60 to 70 degrees Celsius and up to 100 degrees Celsius. A boil kills most bacterial cells. And lastly, C number 4 is chill. Keep cold foods cold. It is important to refrigerate foods properly. For every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, the activity of microorganisms and enzymes increase by at least 2 times. So if a gallon of milk was left out, then your best bet is just to throw it away. Additionally, bacteria needs moisture in order to survive and reproduce. Foods with high moisture content are likely to spoil. These foods may include starchy, cream-based foods such as pasta salads, cream-based soups, custards, or cream pies. So if you're in doubt as to if something is spoiled, then your best bet is just to throw it away and start fresh. That's all the health advice I have for you today. Now let's toss it over to you girls.
Thank you, Michelle. That was very interesting, those 4 C's. Well, Easter's coming up, so what's your guys' plans for the weekend?
Actually, I have my heart set on the home-cooked food that I'm going to be getting. I'm excited.
hopefully it will not get contaminated
Keep those
at all.
4 C's in mind over the weekend.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. What are you planning to do?
Well, I'm planning on going camping at Mohican,
Oh,
so
wow.
that should be interesting. Maybe do a little canoeing and
Hopefully the weather stays nice.
I hope so. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, so
yeah, I'm not
try to
I'm
stay
not too
warm.
excited about that. So, well, it looks like that is all that we have for you tonight. And just so you are all aware, due to Easter break, we won't be back here until April 12th.
Yep, that's right, Kelly. And from all of us here at Ashland tonight, we would just like to wish you all a very happy Easter.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.